Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing the to-be movie Undying Love, which I thought was kind of cool. So I said, hey, ladies, let's get together and talk about this tragic love story, apparently. We usually don't kind of do a what is this movie about, but I doubt some of y'all actually watch this movie. So I'm telling you, you probably should check out this movie, as it is a tragic love triangle story set in the center of a traditional hood drug dealer story, actually. So it depends on how you want to look at the movie. But I think the love story was supposed to be the main story, I think. I would say. But hour, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Like, it's a very short movie. It's like it's like an extended episode or something. But they packed a lot into it. I would say. But Kim, what did you think? And why did you watch it?
I watched it because you said we were doing it.
And I appreciate you.
But it was actually on my list. So yeah, to watch. So that's a good thing. But it was okay. I had a problem with the lead young lady. I think her name was Alexis.
Alexis.
Okay, so Alexis, her acting is terrible. I'm not talking to you, Alexis, not that one. Anyway, you know how Alexis talks on Amazon?
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, okay, I didn't get that. What? All right, so
yeah, okay. So her acting was bad, but other than that, everybody else's was fine. And it was kind of like it ended abruptly, which I guess to-be movies, that's what they do, right? They give you a whole bunch of stuff for like 50 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes, everything wraps up and it's really abrupt and it's quick. And then, okay. So I would say that it was about the love story more than about what he did, because she didn't even know that he was a drug dealer.
So he
was a businessman.
That was my question. And until the point where when she finds out that Dominic is FBI,
then it clicked.
But but that doesn't make sense, because she losers her shit. Like, what? And he's like, when I found out that you were with Nas, that's how all this happened. And she doesn't ask like why. Like, my husband's a businessman. Like, it's almost like she knew. It's almost like the writer at that point was like, let's just say she knows, because she's talking like, oh my God, you came after my drug dealer, boyfriend, and I'm so betrayed. As opposed to, why are you coming after me? Are you coming after me? Are you coming after my man? And why my man? Like, these are not questions that she was asking. Like, she was the betrayed drug dealer's girlfriend who got into bed with her ex-boyfriend / first love, who turned out to be the law. And then
why would? Okay, I got a lot of problems with her. I do.
Let's do positive. Let's do.
Okay.
Let's do positives.
Hair and makeup was pretty nice.
What was you said? Her hair was
positive. Hair and makeup was nice.
Okay, but overall, like story wise, like you said, you like the story.
It was the story was more like you said. It was true to the name of it, Undying Love, right? Dominic, she really did love him. Sometimes people settle for other people. Not a knock against Nas, because Nas was very good to her. But I'm just saying, sometimes your heart is with someone else, and you tend to be like, you know what, I like him also, and he's good to me, I'll be with him. But she realized, no, I really do love Dominic, and I always have, right? So that happens to people so much. And I don't think she was married to Nas yet. I think they were going to get married. Now, I have a question, because I wasn't clear. What did Nas kill the dad?
No.
Or did the dad just die in natural causes?
Thank you for bringing that up. I felt like that was a missed opportunity, because I felt like it would have been better that he did in fact kill the dad, because he was getting in the way of their relationship. His dad was clearly like, you're not the one, right?
Yeah.
That would have been a good storyline, but I also wanted that Dominic killed the dad, so he would have an opportunity to get back into Alex's life. Because remember, it was at the funeral that he was like, "Hey, I'm here, for a fallen dad," and that's like, if it was all some big plan, and like that's what he used. Like he was trying to figure out a way to get back to it without making it look suspicious, and he said, "Let me try this." But yeah, the dad's death was just kind of out there. Like it really, but yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought, I was like, that was a missed opportunity. Like, one of those should have been the case to make his death relevant, to make him relevant.
Right.
Because him and the mom really didn't. But let's get to it. Marcus says a bit of info. The movie is based off a Nas song, "Undying Love," and the lead guy's name is Nas. Well, that's cool.
Okay. Thank you, Marcus.
I'm gonna go back and listen to the song. I did not know that. Also, it was a solid movie. It wasn't all about street thugs and hood stuff. And that's what kind of got me. I was like, in the end, it was about the love story, right? Like almost like a Romeo Juliet type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I was like, I thought, or at least tragedy, right? Like he did love this woman, and it all fell apart. And like he's like, I shot her, but I didn't mean to. And she's dying, and he's trying to put the ring on her finger, and she's always dead as fuck. And then he shoots himself when the cops come. I was like, I did not see this movie ending this way. I was like, this is a lot.
It was a lot of emotions at the end, but it was understandable because he was devastated. You know what I mean? Like his whole world is imploding. He's actually trying to get out the game, right? And then as he's coming home to let her know the good news, right? We can move, we can do whatever, we can do the house, whatever. Then he catches her doing this, right? Devastation, right? One good thing happened to him, which actually, let me tell you this part. I thought that, what's his name? Hold on. The head guy,
Tony.
I thought Tony was gonna kill him. When they were at the party, the little shindig that they gave him to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And Tony was saying how proud of him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? They're about to put a bullet in his head. It's lights out. Because it's hard to leave a gang, right? You normally don't leave gangs. Yeah. So I was like, this guy's being too understanding about him wanting to leave the life to become like a husband and a dad, right? Mm. So I thought he was gonna die. I thought that would have been pretty good too. Like if they thrown that in there.
So but you still got to bring it back to Alexis and all that. So if Tony somehow would have found out that Alexis is fucking around with an FBI agent who's investigating them, because Tony was the target. Like Nas was really just the way, because he's low level. They even said that in the briefing of like who the people were and laying out all the characters, which I liked, right? Like they're trying to get to Tony, and they still never explained how they got Tony. Like that doesn't make sense. They said informants plural, like there was other people, and like they had enough evidence. So they were trying to rush it and tie it up, but they never explained how Alexis, like how Dominic's investigation somehow directly resulted into them all getting arrested, because Blade's DNA being on his ex-girlfriend who he murdered, I guess, or just whatever, right? Like that doesn't tie all. That's not a RICO. Like you didn't even prove that he killed her. All you proved that he had sex with her. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And you don't even know when that happened. So, and we didn't even see that happen on camera. So like they were trying to tie it all up, but that would have been good to be like, oh, anyway, this dude, he's getting out. His people have been talking to the cops because so Nas and Blade had to kill a couple of their own people for talking to the cops.
Yes.
Girlfriend also talking to the cops. We're taking out the whole family. So he tries to kill him. Like to your point, because people don't get out the life, right?
Right.
They try to kill him. He gets away. He fights. He's like, oh, they give him the whole speech. I'm killing you and I'm killing that bitch after we get done with you. He fights his way out. He gets home to save Alexis and say, we got to get out of here, and finds her getting nailed by FBI agent / ex-boyfriend. And it's like, you got to go. Like, you got to go. Like, and one of the reasons why you didn't watch the Dirty D, right?
I watched like the first episode, and I couldn't. I
get you.
I mean, I got to, I guess, the part where after the husband and wife had sex in the office.
Yes.
And then like the husband, I felt like the husband was trying to do something behind the wife's back.
Yes.
And then I was like, I just can't. I couldn't get through it. I was like,
Well, the reason I bring it up is because the reason I watched this movie was because the same production company did this movie. So actually, the
Really?
lead
Okay.
actor, the lead actor, he actually, I think he wrote this movie. Like he wrote this movie and directed it and stuff. And he's actually in the Dirty D. Even a cop that doesn't have any dialogue, the white cop that's carrying Tony out, I think that's escorting Tony out, bald white guy. Yeah, he's in the Dirty D. So a lot of I kind of looked at all the movies are either done by Lisa Brown, who did the Dirty D, and he has the same actors, same thing. So
okay, well, this one was done pretty well, except for I just said her acting was bad, but other than that, it was done pretty well.
Well, that's because, as Marcus points out, the lead actress was gorgeous. She was not there to act.
She's beautiful, but that beautiful doesn't equate to a good actress.
A good actress. So. Absolutely. She was there for looks, and I'm sure someone looked at IG and said she needs to be in this movie. Like we'll figure out the acting later, because she pretty much stayed like naked for most of the thing.
She really did. I mean, but she's a gorgeous girl. So I mean, it was fun. Her mom was beautiful too.
Yeah. But it didn't make sense. Like Alexis is sitting up there at her dad's funeral and she's crying and she's hurt. But as soon as Dominic shows up, the first image that pops in her mind was him giving her that dick. And I was like, what?
That's weird. Yeah, that was weird. I was like, no, ma'am, I wouldn't be thinking about that. No.
This ain't the moment, we need to be like, and then like if she ain't in her underwear, cleavage always out. I mean, she was there to be the eye candy, clearly. Yes. The lead actor directed and wrote it. Same company in Detroit. Yeah, all this stuff is Detroit based. Like, and so the other movies I would like to review are all like kind of in that same realm. Okay. And so it's all I kind of refer to as a multiverse, because it'll be like the same location, same actors, just different lives. And how they move around. But for a short movie, I thought this could have been a series. You could have followed Nas and Blade as they're running the game, you know what I'm saying? Like and Power, like Snowfall, that kind of blueprint, right? Like they're trying to get the game running. They're working for Tony. They're coming up in the business. They got to kill this person. They got to kill that person. They're trying to avoid the cops. He meets Alexis. That's his go-to, whatever. And then that's when Dominic comes in, and it's like, and over time, he wins the trust of Nas and that sort of thing. Like that's what didn't make sense to me. Forget the fact he's a drug dealer, right? Let's put that aside. He's a man. I would not be like, hey, that's my friend Dominic. Oh, hey, Dominic, how are you? Not ask no questions like, well, how do y'all know? Was it high school? How long have you known him? Did you date? Because he clearly has some feeling for you. Hey, babe, why don't you let this man into my house? Why don't you take him upstairs to the bedroom and show him around? How about you let him just run around the house unsupervised, just you two by yourselves? Just do that, because I'm too busy doing this. That's not happening. That's what's not happening. Like, I'm like, so even that don't make any sense, but tack on alpha male drug dealer.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
It did. It didn't make any sense that he didn't ask a question. But it also was like Alexis was hiding it, because she still had feelings for him, because she could have said, well, I guess she did say, she said he was like a family friend, but she should have said, no, he was a guy that I used to date, and then we broke up, right, because of his dad. And then, because to me, it just makes it more suspicious that you lied about it. Right? Why are you lying?
Why? So and I think a TV show would have gave him more opportunity to slowly but logically flush that out, because the mom would have known. The mom would have slipped up and said, "Oh, Dominic came over. Don't you remember y'all in high school?" And and he would have been like, "What?" Like. It would have been like, and that would have been something, but they had to kind of, I think they misused the mom to an extent. Like she should have been the one to trigger some type of, hey, you might want to look into Dominic, because he immediately was like, you're the love of my life, and I just bought this house, which they never go back to. They only have sex in that house once, and they spend the rest.
Why? And then why would she? Okay, understandably, Nas was out of town, right? But Dominic had a house that he bought for them. So why not have sex there?
Fuck there. Like, why you disrespect? On top of that, you're disrespecting your boyfriend by fucking him, this dude in your house that he bought. You know, probably.
How about Nas's house? Even though I'm not saying that she didn't contribute, but Nas bought that house for them.
Probably.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Right.
Right.
So anyway, even if she contributed or he contributed, it doesn't matter. Don't be disrespectful and have your side piece basically in the bed that I sleep with you in. We almost married.
And then, then again, they're playing grab ass in the house with the employees. Like Nas comes in and sees them almost together, and this don't trigger some type of something.
And what about cameras? Like, I don't know if everybody has cameras. I know I got cameras for a reason. If people break in, anything can happen, right? You mean to tell me in this day and age of 2023, they don't have cameras in that house?
A drug dealer, criminal doesn't have some type of security just to see that someone break into his house trying to kill him, trying to arrest him, just something. But hold up, she told Nas that Dominic was an old family friend, and again, that's a very like I we don't talk anymore, but I had a ex-girlfriend from high school, and at this point I'm like she's a family friend, but even I was like had to acknowledge like we did dates, like because again
you let that part of it out. Alexis didn't let that part of it out because she knew Nas would be like hell to the no.
No hell right. But it was him who was immediately like, oh, he does home repair. Hey, how about he comes work on the house?
Yeah,
I felt like this is a bad like porno plot to be like a cockhold like story. It's like, come on, bro, like you're not gonna do this. Hey, why don't you go up there with him? I'm sure he's much better at this home stuff than I am. Happy-go-lucky drug dealer.
But it could be, but also too, it could be that Nas was like, I got her locked. I'm not worried about any other man. You got the confidence, right? I got this girl. I got her on lock. She would never cheat on me.
And that's what he said to Blade because Blade was the one to be like, do you know who this dude is? Like, this seems kind of suspicious. Yeah. So again, he kind of reminded me of a Tommy, like in a power like construct. Like he would have been Marcus / Blade would have been the Tommy. Like he works for Nas. That's like his best friend to an extent.
Yeah.
He does the dirty work. Like he's like, no, bro, I'll knock out the bodies. You go take care of this. I'm that street. Like I could see them really growing together as a friend. Like this again, easily could be a good framework for a good Tubi TV show. And the ending would not have been expected. Like I would not see it like this. So loyalty, okay. So when I watched this the first time, when Alexis and Dominic go to the house that he bought for her that you never see again, and he's like, "Baby, he confesses his undying love, right? They immediately show a scene in blue of like what I thought was Nas and two other women having a threesome, like two strange women. That's what I thought when I saw it the first time. When I saw it this time, I'm like, that's Alexis. Like, that's Alexis and her friend, right?
That was Alexa and Bria.
Right? Okay.
So it was Nas, Alexa, and Bria.
And I'm like, so I'm like, he never cheated on her. Like, even that was like her being like, hey, let's bring a friend into this.
Let's bring this in because it's my best friend. She went, which what do I always say? Your best friend's the one that'll take your man. Don't I always say that?
And that could have been something too, right? Like to be like, because apparently she was sleeping with the realtor who we never saw.
Yeah, she was.
But that would have been a whole thing. But I was like, okay, what? So you got a young lady. It was like who's willing to have a threesome with you with a friend, and then that just happened. It didn't make sense. And it didn't go anywhere. To your point,
I think it was just to show that Alexa will do anything for Nas. Like she really loves him. She's gonna satisfy her man. You know what I'm saying? So, and also it was for us. It was for, it was a sex scene, right? So it's for us.
But I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? Like to your point, it didn't turn into Bria trying to get with Nas and Nas pushing her off. Like, no, I'm not that man.
Yeah.
And then with Alexis, she did, right? She told Bria that she loves Dominic. Like she told all that, right?
Yep, she did.
So it could have been Bria who goes to Nas to be like, I need to get with him. I need to text him, let him know what's going on with his girl. Like that could have been something.
Well, I think if it was a series, right? If it or like like the first season, right? Yeah, Bria knows because about Alexa's feelings for Dominic, and so she's gonna go after Nas. That makes sense, right? Yeah,
and like that's something, or in the end, she's the one that reveals it to Nas. Nas is like, "Oh shit, I got to get home." Like this, and then not only is she cheating on me with her ex, this dude's FBI. Like, oh shit. Also, what FBI agent has a whole fucking home repair side job as a cover that actually has real employees on top of that he's able to use that to go after the target? I was like, what? And then
he investigated. Well, I mean, I guess because he investigated, and didn't he get in touch with her mother before he got in touch with Alexis, right? So maybe Alexis' mother kind of told him what was going on with Alexis. And so it was like, I can make up this business, which, if it's FBI or CIA, whatever the heck he was or whatever, they can make up stuff. Like they just throw it in the computer, make a whole website, it's.
I mean, but I believe the first interaction was at the funeral. And then it would happen to be conversation that she's like, "Oh, me and my boyfriend got a house." It's like, "Oh, well, we do home repairs." "Oh, you do?" And then like off camera, it was Nas who goes to the Dominic's website because that's why he was like, "Oh, we should get Dominic because he has all this stuff." And I'm like,
but I've seen shows like that though. I've actually seen shows like that where they're like, "Okay, we're gonna go undercover," and then they automatically make up this website for whatever the backstory is supposed to be, because you can do that within 24 hours. It's not hard to make a website.
I was like, it seemed like a bit much. Also, you're fucking the target's girlfriend, which I'm sure, and that doesn't become a conversation. Like if this was a TV show.
Well, they didn't know that. Like of course, nobody knew he was doing
his handler. I'm like, but like at some point they're gonna like if this was a show like that would come out just like Angie and Ghost and that kind of thing. Sure. Yeah, I'm like, so it was just a lot of good tools. Dominic, I believe, was the guy the father wanted his daughter. He said that, right? He said, get on Facebook and find Dominic, is what he said.
Yeah.
And that they could have played that up, right? To be like, let the father live. And like maybe he dies later. Oh, Dominic came by the house. He said hi. He could have mentioned that at the lunch thing, at the breakfast thing together, right?
Yes. Yeah,
and they could have played that up. So Caroline. So the only time I thought that maybe Nas cheated is when Carolyn, after he made the deal with Carolyn, she was like, let's celebrate or something. And then she like walked up to him and like had some kind of like S&M toy or whatever, like a whip thing or whatever.
Yeah, I think he did sleep with her or something. I think he did.
I felt all right. It was. I think it was implied. I think it was implied, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, so again, I was like, am I feeling that bad for this dude? Like if he's fucking around, especially after the threesome scene and I know who's in the threesome scene, I was like, am I really feeling bad for this dude?
Okay, this is the thing. And I know men are not gonna be unhappy that I say this. It's expected for a man to cheat. It's just what men do. I'm not saying that all men do that. That is not what I'm saying. But it is expected for men to do that. So I'm not going to sit there and say that Alexis is like, not my man, never. No, what she's doing as his woman is making sure when he's in her presence, he's satisfied. But whatever he does outside has nothing to do with her, right?
It's funny. So when the other movies we're going to review, that actually becomes very apparent. Like that's very clear in the dialogue and the writing of like women saying, and I think the next one I want to do is these men are for everyone or for everybody. I think is what it's called. Like but I say it too. But it's a like Lisa Brown, like she writes a lot of these stories with that same common theme of a woman going, look, as long as he pays the bills or brings home the bag, whatever he's doing, whoever he's doing is not my business, right?
And that cliche of that is something that older people, and I know that I'm old, but people older than me, that they have been saying forever. Like as long as a man takes care of home and loves me when he's here and respects me, right? I'm the wife, and he's not treating me like trash. You know, a man can pay for everything and still treat you like garbage. As long as he shows me he loves me, he respects me, he's mine when he's here, then they're okay with it, right? Like he's taking care of home. But it's when this is the thing. A lot of women will say, and I know people personally who say this: if the woman somehow she can't call the house, and you cannot be seen with her in public.
Yeah.
Because then that's a disrespect.
Disrespectful.
So you can bang her in hotels, wherever you need to do, buy her a house and bang her there. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't disrespect me by her now coming to my house for dinner or something, then women can live with that. I remember an older woman told me that when I was getting divorced, she said to me, if he was taking care of you and the children, could you still stay married? And I was like, and he's being respectful in her. I said, yeah, I guess I could. She said, but remember, he's still going to be out there doing these things. And I said,
what? And you think you were like, well, you know,
I thought about it for a minute.
You thought about it, thought about it. And I'm saying, so again, if they had more time, to kind of flush these things out, like, it would have been interesting. So again, when I first saw it, I saw Nas as that I'm cheating, but you better not cheat on me type of dude. So his portrayal was not as sincere as when I saw it this time again. And I was like, okay, maybe he slept with Carolyn, maybe, but like he didn't sleep with anyone in Vegas. It was almost implied that he slept with his ex-girlfriend / business partner when he got to Vegas, though. The girl who licked her lips.
Yes. I think he slept with her too. And I think that, of course, there was more than just a business partner relationship there. Previously, for sure. But he was trying to be respectful to her and let her know, look, I'm moving on with Alexis. There will be no more of this going on, extra stuff. And I want to respect you by giving you my half of the business. Because I want to move. So he was doing everything to move on with him and Alexis' life. So I feel like he wouldn't. I mean, every once in a while he might have cheated on her still, but I believe that he would have been. He would have married her and gave her babies.
And been better,
right? Yeah.
So it's interesting. So again, the other movies we'll watch, Black stories, in Detroit. Black woman gets with a drug dealer, somehow don't realize that has consequences, but they know who they're with, though. In these other shows, they know exactly who they're with. And the whole cheating thing becomes more like, again, prevalent, you know what I'm saying? And then like disrespect, that sort of thing. So it will become more real when we do that. But like, so with this story, they just didn't have time to to flush all that out, but again, I was like, but I still not watching again, I still felt I feel sorry for him though, because he was like, oh my God, how could you do this to me?
And that's the thing, when he shot her, it was autumn, because it was something that he was thinking to do, but I think when he did it, he was like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have done that. He was just hurt and surprised and shocked, like he should be, no matter whether, because that's the thing too, that's the key to it. The woman cannot do what the man does. So him doing what he was doing, expected. Her, no.
Yeah, right. And I thought about Ghost, because for him to be,
remember how Ghost choked out
Tasha real quick. But I mean,
he's not having that.
But even before that, when he found out about Sean, and he was like, "This bitch, like, I can't believe you," and like the way he talked down to her was like crazy. We got the strong Black father, neither is missing or killed and dies in these types of shows and movies. And to your point, at least they bothered to give Alexis a father.
Exactly. And a loving father, who's been there her entire life.
Her actual dad,
and loves her mom. Actually loves her. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, that is rare. But to your point, he had to die. He had to die because he's a dad, and we can't have that shit. So to make it more tragic, Alexis should have been pregnant. And
that would have been good. Now I think if it would have been a series, that I guess like a longer movie. Let's just say that, maybe a 2-hour movie, right? That would have been good. He shot her, but she was pregnant by him. Didn't know that she was pregnant by him, but
So to your point of quick, they wanted that hammer of like, she's dead, he just killed himself, there's nothing else to talk about, right? Like, so that sort of thing. All the kingdom is arrested, every kingdom member is arrested. So but if they were like I kind of wanted him to find out, like after she's shot, maybe she's taking a pregnancy test. We got the classic, like, oh, she's throwing up in the morning. Because you don't know how, I mean, technically we don't know how long she and Dominic been fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like how long that's been going on. So it could have been a while to where she was like, oh, I'm pregnant. Do I even know who the daddy is? Like whatever. And then so she takes the break. So when he's in the bathroom, she's bleeding to death. She was actually going to the bathroom to get the pregnancy test to be like, no, look, like, we're something. You're going to be a dad. So then like he shoots her, he walks up to her, and in her hand, she's holding it. And that's what does it. That's what makes him go, I'm out, right? He puts the ring on her and just shoots him in the head. And he's like, oh my God. Especially shot her in the stomach, because he did shoot her in the stomach.
Yeah, that was terrible. I was like, oh my God. You shoot me anywhere but my stomach.
But like if he would have, like, that would have been so, he was like, and then the cops were at the door and he's like, fuck it, I can't do this, right? I just ruined my whole family. Like I'd have killed my whole family. Like that would have been good. I think
while he's in and if they would have kept Nas alive after he shot her, they could have been like in the courtroom when he's getting sentenced. Well, Alexis was pregnant, right? He learns that she was pregnant. Yeah.
So he's on trial for multiple counts of drug. We assume drug dealing. For the record, we never actually knew what they did. Like they were talking about the big deal that he made with Carolyn with 300 million out, 300 million in, but they never actually showed. I mean, he's a drug dealer. We just know because that's who we are. But like we would never be like, well, what was he dealing actually, and who was this connect and all that kind of shit. Again, TV show, they would have flushed all that out. And like Blade, / Marcus would have got much more of a backstory. And it would be interesting. So once my bitch, always my bitch. I was like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing? And again, him having sex with
men talk like that though.
No, it was just, but I'm like, it was unnecessary because we didn't even see him with said bitch. Like so when his DNA ends up on her, I'm still like, when? Like how? Like, yeah, what? Like, so you were sleeping with her when she was sleeping with this dude? Is that what we had to put that together? But like, it would have been nicely show that. And he shot her first before shooting the dude. Like, you should have shot Thomas, then shot her, because she's thinking, oh baby, I helped you out. Are we good? It's like, nah, bitch. Boom. And then like she dies, like no witnesses. Like that would have made it more cold. And that would have been like, I thought, the ending was the best part of the movie. It was just so hard. Like it was so hard. And I like, and I'm glad they didn't do like a montage. I'm glad, because with a movie, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, but I'm glad that he put the emotion on him. Like let my anguish and my regret show how much I truly cared for her after now that she's dead.
Yeah, because you never really see a man break down like that in movies. Like he didn't whine. Yeah, and he did a good job in the breakdown though. No, he wasn't whining. He was not whining. He was breaking down, which is nothing wrong with that. He was in his feelings. He was not whining.
He was manly. He properly expressed his feelings after murdering his cheating girlfriend. Yes. But at least he did it like a man.
Yes, he did it like a man. The base was still there. The base was still there. I was like, okay, Nas, I understand. Yeah, I mean, the whole part that tore me up was when he was trying to put the ring on her finger. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, let it go. And he was like fumbling and doing, I was like, just let it go. Yeah, come on, it was baby. Sad. That was really sad.
Oh, yeah. Marcus said no whining. That's got to be the hashtag. They should have shown the scene of Dominic working with the FBI, giving them info while they were smashing while smashing Alexis. That I see your point. They didn't do a good enough job of again what he said. I have a lot of agents coming, as if like he was senior and they were working like. If his staff who were building the house were the actual FBI guys, like he was their leader and this was a crew and this is how they took down other drug dealers, like pretending to do home repairs, which would make a lot of sense, but let's just go with that. Like that would have made more sense. And then those are the guys that are coming and then okay. But I think it would have, as a TV show, it would have worked. Us knowing that Dominic works for the FBI, looking into the situation, but still fucking Alexis and that sort of thing. As a movie, it does. You need that end reveal like that. So there's more shock value when she's like, "Oh my god!" And then how do you like? I guess we have, to your point, like security sensors in the house. I hear when the door opens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would know someone's in my house. Like I would be like, "Oh shit!" Like, oh, my husband's home and they still lay in the bed and you didn't hear nothing. And then him and the best friend is like, okay, we got to take care of this. And you knew Nas wasn't walking away from this. Like when he closed the door, when he talks to Blade / Marcus, and he's like, everything you need's downstairs, bro. I got this. He's like, bloop. He was like, oh shit. He's like, nah, neither one of us are walking out this way. I was like, oh shit. I was like, no, man, don't do it. But Blade, he went out as his character would. Not that we got a lot of time with him, but that seemed fitting for his character.
That would be Tommy. You know, that's going to be Tommy. Absolutely.
Absolutely. He's like, I'm going out shooting.
He's going to do a Queen Latifah and set it off for sure.
Right. I was like, this is right. Queen Latifah did it better, but like this was good. Also, they don't got to look at special effects budget. So like the shoots was kind of bad. Like the I was like, that's fake as fuck. That's some CGI stuff right there, bro. But it's all right. It's too.
But it was believable. It was, you know.
But what you got? Like when they killed that dude in the chair, I was like, this is cheesy as fuck, man. This is damn it. He was like covered that fake ass blood. He was like, bloop. And I was like, that's not even a real shot, but come on, let's just keep this moving. Yeah. That's right. No whining. Hashtag.
Yes, Marcus, no whining.
These movies are the new age of blaxploitation movies. Perhaps. Okay, let's do that. So I think they're a genre. I wouldn't say like as a culture. Again, these are the ones we're gonna do are very Detroit drug dealing based movies. Like it's against the same actor, same crew, and it's like they're just kind of like doing different things, same production company. So I think it's a theme. It's like a universe. Like if they were able to put these movies together, these could be same characters, just different part of the Detroit underground universe, and they're kind of just going from different parts.
And you can interchange them into different stories, right?
Yeah, right. And they're all connected to an extent. Like, oh, I met, we met Nas in this movie. Well, he's dead. We're the Kingdom. Well, Tony, he does 15 years, but his partner takes over, and now the Kingdom is doing this. Now they move into strip clubs for some reason, and then you get that, But like, yeah. Anyway, it was entertaining. I definitely would say you should check this movie out if you haven't. And it's free, it's Tubi, so you're not missing anything. But to your point of Alexis is doing too much. Like it was just breasts and lips, like pretty much for the whole movie. Like every time she's like,
yes, and I'm like, you're beautiful. You don't need to adjust anything. We see you, boo. It's not we don't need all of that going on, but okay,
I'm like, dude, like it's again, when you write and direct the movie, you can do stuff like, okay, I'm gonna have sex with my girlfriend twice, and then I'm gonna leave, and she still needs it, so she masturbates, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. And then she and Bria are at the mall, and she looks too old for what she's wearing too. Like that, like the little hoochie mama outfit that she was wearing, I was like, Thought. I'm trying to be more modern. The Thought outfit she was wearing. You're too old for that shit. I'm like, to me, like she looked like she's in her late 30s, not early 40s, and she dressing like a 20-year-old to me. And then I'm like, and then she turns around, oh, Dominic is here. Hey, Dominic, how you doing? I'm like, what? Okay, so
and it wasn't even him at the door. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
No, at the mall.
Oh, at the mall, yeah.
And he happened to be there. Like this. I'm like,
that was too much of a kawinka-dink. I was like, no.
And again, a TV show would have flushed out. No, I've been following you. I'm trying to figure out what you know about the business, what you know about Nas's business, how he was planting bugs in the house because his goal is to get Nas saying some shit on the wire, and that's how the investigation gets blown. That's the goal. Oh, he's flying to Vegas for the last meeting, babe. Like this is gonna be it. Vegas, we got to go to Vegas. Like, oh, like this is where Tony and all of them are going to be, and da 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 da. Like that would have, he planted something on his clothes. Like they could have did that, so it would have made more sense.
Well, they did all get arrested too. The ones in Vegas, they got arrested.
But again, it was all magic because, like, why? Because you found
because
DNA.
Remember, Alexis told Dom that Nas was going to Vegas, right? And so that's why all the Vegas people got arrested.
Because all right. So, I see some plans and some evidence like that. Anyway, it was interesting. Again, they had the foundation for a good show. It was just like there's some holes, but then they only had an hour and 15, 20 minutes. They're like, we gotta get this thing going. 8 Mile flicks. Because Detroit, I guess. Yes. I know. I'll say Eminem will not be in any of this because he's better than that. He's better than this. I'm sorry. But anyway, so Kim, I would recommend it. Would you recommend this movie to?
Yeah. It's entertaining. It's for sure entertaining. Like I said, the only thing that had me, I was just kind of annoyed was Alexis acting. Other than that, it was a pretty Stacey laughing. It was a pretty good story. Like it was I just wish like it was longer, I guess. Yeah. I wish it was longer. If it was longer, we would have got a little bit more meat, I'm hoping. Yeah. And then I wish the dad hadn't passed away. And if he passed away, make it tie into Nas some kind of way or Blade. Like Blade found out that the dad found out about Nas and he's about to blow up the spot. Because he doesn't want Alexis to know. So they're like, we got to take this father out, something like that. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
there you
something
go.
like that. That would, I thought that would be a little bit better. And then the investigate, like you said, there should have been bugs in Alexis' house because Dominic got full control of the house, right? So he should have. Hey guys, I have a security team that I normally work with. You know what I'm saying? We can put security in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And to me, I feel like they needed more, but I mean, I get it. It's an hour and a half, this is Tubi's thing. That's what they do, an hour and a half, and that's it.
And less. I mean, this wasn't even that. Like hour 50. This was hour and 15 minutes. This was hour and 15 minutes. Which they did quite a bit with an hour and 15 minutes, but I was like
they did.
Standard movies like 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So they missed they're about 15 minutes shy of an actual movie. Yes.
So it was good, and the acting by everybody except for Alexis was good. And the story was a pretty good story. I didn't feel, and Nas did a really good job portraying to me a softer side of a person in a gang. Like to me, he wasn't the typical cutthroat. Even when he was talking to Blade, it wasn't like I felt fear from him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I felt he did a good job just trying to be a person. I'm trying to get out of this, and we got to do what we got to do. Even though he did kill people, he did. I'm not saying he didn't, but I just felt like he played a drug dealer who,
And to your point, to the question of how his girlfriend didn't even know what he did for a living, like he should have had a legit business, like something that he actually like a brick and mortar something, right? So and then like the drug dealing was done in the back, or Carolyn came to that, so we could understand how Alexis could be completely oblivious to the fact that he's a drug dealer. Like that would have been nice. I mean, that don't take a lot of time. That would have flushed that part of the story out.
Because what they always do with these stories is like they always like, oh, he's a businessman. Well, sweetheart, that could mean many things. Like what does it narrow it down? And I think that's what the father was like. Give me more. Give me more. What does that mean, right?
And to your point, better storyline. Again, at this only time that they had breakfast or a meal together, he's like, "What do you do? What is this international business that you do?" Right. And he doesn't like the answer, so he goes on his own and he looks into it. And Blade sees him looking into it, and he's like, "This motherfucker got to go."
Yes.
Like I had to kill your soon-to-be father-in-law. Like he was looking into us. Like I can't. We already had to kill 2 other people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, he could be working with the law, and then Dominic comes up, and he actually is working with the law. You're like, oh shit. So like that would have been good because he was very suspicious.
Yeah.
The mom was a bit much at the. They shifted very quickly from the funeral to like them just sitting around when she was like, "You need to be popping out babies and fucking." I was like, "This is
it
too
was
much."
like, to me, when she was with the dad, she was kind of docile. But then when she was just kind of alone and hanging out with her daughter, her personality, her real personality came out. So it could be because maybe that's how her husband wants her to act when he's with her. You know, some men are like that. They want you to kind of dim your light a little bit for their light to shine, right? So she was being his wife. She was doing what she knows he appreciates, right? Calm yourself down while we're together. But when you're out with your friends, you know what I'm saying?
Your friend, not with your daughter. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They say fuck or shit. Which word did she say? She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say." I think it was fuck.
She said fuck.
She's right. She's like, "Don't fuck that. You need to be making out these babies." Like, pop, pop.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the what?"
And the mom was completely different, right? That's because she was comfortable with her daughter. Her daughter's a grown person. Your daughter. This is the thing. You can be a parent and a friend at the same time. You can, but there's always a line. There's always a line that you don't cross. Me as a parent, I don't cross it, and my kids don't cross it. But you can go out and enjoy yourself as friends with your children. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that the mom kind of just opened herself up to who she really is. And Alexis knows who her mom really is, other than being with the dad. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that they showed that. Yeah.
And again, if they had more time, they could have flushed all that kind of stuff
Oh,
out.
yeah,
and
absolutely.
We saw more impact of dad dying, and then the reveal that it was actually Blade that killed him, and da.
Yeah.
Again, this is gonna be a great story. Last thing we got DeMarcus saying, yes, the Shy will be back this Friday. Damn it. Don't worry, DeMarcus.
Yeah. Thanks, DeMarcus. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going back to Chicago.
Going back. Do da day.
And oddly enough, then we'll be staying in Chicago because we're going from the Shy to Power Book 4.
That's it.
And some of the same actors.
Yeah.
I was like, well, so it'll be live Chicago for the next couple months. Anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. Again, we'll be doing, we're going to the West tomorrow. We'll be doing Taylor Sheridan's 1883, the Yellowstone prequel, 1 of 2. So we'll be doing season 1 tomorrow. And again, like I said, we're preparing for next week, this coming weekend. We got a lot. August is a lot of content. The Shy being one of it. So we'll be ramping up for that. So take a little time off, but we do appreciate you. Kim, you'll be doing Yellowstone with us. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't have any appointments.
All right. So let's say 2:00. 2:00 tomorrow. That's good.
Okay, that's cool.
2:00 we'll be looking at the Duttons. Until next time.
Bye.